welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, November 6th, 2019. I am Yvette Bowens with the details. Laws that discriminate against lesbians, gay, bisexual and transgender people are relics of the colonial era and should be struck off the law books in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's the view of the SVG chapter of the Caribbean HIV/AIDS Partnership, VINCI-CHAP, a local organization working to reduce HIV infection rates in the country. In a news release, the organization said Section 146 and 148 of the SVG Criminal Code are discriminatory laws used to target LGBT people. A spokesperson for the organization said though they did not bring the current legal challenge of the buggery laws or know of it before it was filed, they firmly believe that the outdated laws have no place in the country's law books and would welcome them being confined to history, whether through the courts or via parliamentary reform. The organization further noted in the news release that even though there have been no recent arrests under the anti-gay laws, the criminalization of LGBT people creates an environment of shame, stigma and violence, which in turn hinders the availability, access and uptake of HIV prevention, testing and treatment services, thus increasing transmission. VINCI-CHAP said the Constitution, which is the law of the land, recognizes the rights of all Vincentians no matter who they love, and that it is high time the courts strike down the archaic laws for good. VINCI-CHAP is a legally registered non-governmental organization founded in 2007 that provides HIV education, counseling and testing in SVG. Tourism, agriculture, bartending and electrical installation are among the areas in the services sector projected for economic takeoff, and 92 at-risk youth are now better positioned to take advantage of the opportunities being presented in these areas. Today, the Division of Technical Vocational Education of the SVG Community College hosted a graduation ceremony for these persons under the Youth Employability Skills Training Program funded for the second year by the Mustique Charitable Foundation. The Mustique Charitable Foundation invested over $200,000 in the programs, which consist of training courses and assistance through bursaries. Speaking at today's graduation ceremony, Dean of the Division of Technical Vocational Education of the SVG Community College, Osborne Bowens, said the Youth Employability Skills Training Program has already begun to bear fruit, with 11 of this year's participants gaining employment before the program was completed. He noted that some of the participants were heading down a destructive path, and the program has helped them to become productive citizens.
Many of them, a couple of them, on the precipice of destruction or destructive path within our society. Having spoken to some of these young people, many of them did not know prior to having gone on attachment. I mean, how is it, what it is like to get up on a morning, put on some clothes and get ready to go to work and come back as a normal Vincentian citizen, adding to the productive sector of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And here we are, just about 11 of them, and I believe it's more by now, that are now able to contribute to themselves, their families, and make St. Vincent and the Grenadines more productive. And again, this is what keeps us going in terms of how we help young people to turn their lives around and make St. Vincent and the Grenadines a better place. And I want to say 7 of those persons are from the bartending program.
Also speaking at today's ceremony was Minister of National Mobilization and the Youth, Frederick Stevenson, who said the youth are the nation's most precious resource and they must be given the opportunity to be productive members of society.
I implore you today, as you leave here, to go out and make that significant impact for St. Vincent and the Grenadines and for yourselves. When I got my driver's license many years ago, the tutor at the police headquarters at the traffic branch gave me the document and he said, go out now and learn to drive. The driver's license doesn't mean that you could drive. You have to learn to drive because there are new things happening on the roads every day. And I'm saying to you that you're receiving your certificates, you have gotten a skill, you have gotten a training. Go out now and learn to make yourselves marketable. Make St. Vincent and the Grenadines a better place for all of us to live.
Project Director of the Mustique Charitable Foundation, Delary Malcolm, encouraged the students to believe in themselves and look to their successful counterparts for inspiration.
If you think back to a couple of months ago, you would not think that you would be sitting here today. Think about 11 of you are already employed. That in itself gives you hope as to what each and every one of you here can do today. 92 of you participated to the end. That's all that matters. It means that you got the training. Doesn't matter about the rest of stuff. It means that you were here and that you learned. And I implore on you to take what you have learned. The Mustique Charitable Foundation and the Division of Technical and Vocational Education has given you the starting blocks. It is for you now to take what you have learned and go out there and contribute productively to the development and growth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I commend each and every one of you and wish you all the best going forward in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Andrew Miller, proprietor of Andrew's Refrigeration, is a TVET graduate, and though his business has been flourishing, Miller said the road to achieving this was not easy. Speaking at the recent launch of the TVET month of activities, Miller said that access to funding was not easy, especially as he was starting his business from nothing.
And realized that there is a need in the market for a refrigeration technician. There's a service that was needed, so I decided I'm going to develop a company. That was the hardest thing. Getting financing from the bank, and I will hail that out very much. It is a hard thing when you have a dream and you have a vision. Getting financing from the bank was the hardest thing. I remember visiting several different banks and credit unions. I remember one day I had to sit down with a financial proposal and everything in my hand, and I literally sit down and cry like a child. You know, I did that for hours because I was so depressed. I was so broken because after going through so much, you know. And I remember one day that I see one guy whose name was Mark Smith, and I spoke to him and he said, yes, I carried my proposal, and he said, we're going to help you.
Miller said receiving his TVET certificate was a huge accomplishment, and despite challenges, his drive to own his business came mostly from self-motivation.
I think that I needed more than just working in the marine industry. I needed some sort of skill. I really did like refrigeration because I was exposed to quite a number of boats that has air conditioning and so forth. And really and truly I decided to go to the technical college. So I made a desperate commitment to go to the technical college, and that would have been back in 1990. I would work during the day and I would go to the college, and then I'll go back to work and so forth. And going to the college made me realize that what the college can do for an individual. I remember there were some times when Alfred Payne, who is now deceased, was my teacher. And I remember there was some time I was the only person sitting in the classroom. And I remember Payne coming to the classroom and saying, Miller, what do we do today? And I said to him, teachers do. The room is full of people. And he would do just that. And he would teach, and there are people sometimes say I'm a crazy man, you know, that you're alone in the classroom and a teacher, but I desperately wanted something, and I mean that I had to get it. One day I remember Payne saying to me, Miller, you're going to get what you want. You're going to get where you want to go. Maybe I took it slightly, and I didn't.
Miller, who has been in business for more than 20 years, lends assistance to students who need the experience and on-hand training, which is his way of sharing knowledge and giving back to the community.
To the college, I give to the college stuff. I take some of the trainees from time to time on projects that we have been doing and so forth. And because I love the idea and I embrace the college, and I wish that we would really take privilege in really holding what we have and embrace it. Sometimes we look outside and we never see what we have inside and how we can build and develop what we have. I have several workmen that worked with Andrew's Refrigeration that came to the college. Yes, some of them have attitude issues and so forth, but I believe everybody deserves a second chance. I believe that we can work with them as they have a skill set. We can work with them and help to develop them.
This month is TVET month, and a number of activities will be rolled out as the Ministry of Education seeks to encourage persons, especially the unemployed, to gain a skill. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves yesterday met with a delegation from the Association for the Conservation of Threatened Parrots, the ACTP, who is in the state as part of the homecoming of SVG's national bird, Amazona gildingi. The delegation, headed by Martin Guth, delivered 3 of the parrots bred in Germany to the Ministry of Agriculture. The national birds, 2 of which are just over a year old, and the other less than a year old, were received at a reception ceremony held at the Argyle International Airport on Monday evening. Speaking at the Cabinet yesterday, Prime Minister Gonsalves thanked the German-based Association for the Conservation of Threatened Parrots for its assistance that forms part of a comprehensive conservation of the threatened parrots. PM Gonsalves said while SVG has systems in place to protect what it has, it must also rely on international conventions, including the Convention on Biological Diversity and cooperation from partners such as the ACTP, to ensure that the planet and its resources are protected for generations to come. The Amazona gildingi parrot is endemic to SVG and has an approximate population of 850 to 900 birds in the wild that remain threatened by natural and anthropogenic factors. It is with this in mind that the government embarked on the comprehensive conservation program with the German-based Association for the Conservation of Threatened Parrots. Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar and other officials from the ministry also attended yesterday's meeting with the Prime Minister. A film crew from the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, was also at the meeting. A young man who recently took the bold step of taking his mother, who has spent years begging on the streets of Kingstown, into his home, is now extending an open invitation to a lost family member, a teenager who is supposedly living in Canada, to reach out to him and their mother. Larissa Pugsley Kidd has their story in this report.
With not many words to express her feelings, Lisa Roberts, who was known to many as a beggar on the streets of capital Kingstown, today was able to utter words of love for her beloved daughter, Leanna Parson, who she has not seen since she was a baby.
I love her, and I want to see her, again. Communicate. But when she was a baby.
Remember her eyes.
Sweet, charming.
The 46-year-old mother of 2 lost contact with her daughter after a failed marriage, and things have never been the same. She resorted to the streets of Kingstown as her dwelling place, and it has been this way for the past 10 years until her son, 23-year-old Oral Roberts, now married, had her removed from the streets into his home.
Best, I'm telling you, I don't know, I feel like if we starting all over again, let's do this, I feel like if I'm fresh out of the womb and we're building this band again, all over again, right?
Great. Good. He's a good influence on me.
Oral himself did not have a smooth sailing in life, but thankfully his uncle, Roy Foy, was there to provide much-needed guidance and inculcated Christian values into Oral, who is more optimistic today than ever.
Some years ago, when he was 7 years old, we understand that he has no one to take care of him. So we went searching and we found him, and that day we took him into our lives and we raised him from age 7 right up to age 23. Yeah, so basically I was the one that really fathered him, see him go to school, see he have an education, see that he goes to college. It's to always try to be your best, do your very best when you get out there. You don't have to know someone to help. And I always tell him, whenever you reach to an adult stage, take your mom off of the street, which he always says that. So he always have that in mind to take his mother from off the street, and it has come to pass.
The family say they support the anguished mother every step of the way, and though she is still not totally open about her past life on the streets, she is on her way to full recovery. They, however, believe Connecting with her beloved daughter will help fill a void that she may be struggling with. The concerned relatives say persons should not be judgmental of the family and what they are dealing with.
She don't need her daughter to come to be with her, because the daughter is probably better off where she is. Only needed to communicate, because she asks for her daughter time and time again. Because I will sit down time and time and I will talk to Lisa, and try to encourage her and tell her, you are special, God loves you, and God have better plans for you. You just have to just let go things of the past and look towards a brighter future. And there are times I will see tears run down her eyes, and I will share that with her son. There are lots of other games where lots of people are not pleased with what is being done, because like family member of the daughter mom, of the daughter father, is calling on oral and is not pleased about what they are doing to take down the post and everything like that. But hey, a mother has a right to get to know their child. Actually,
Seeing that me and my mother made that reconnection after so many years, and she also was always asking, my mother was always asking that she wanted to reconnect with her daughter as well, and I would want her to have that with her daughter, and I would want to have a connection with my sisters. People are calling and giving me, telling me that, like, it seems as if it's close. We'll get on to her soon.
As he continues to bond with his mother under one roof, the young man said he is looking forward to a bright future with his mother by his side. For SVG-TV News, Larissa Pugsley-Kidd.
The University of the West Indies will host the Vice-Chancellor's Forum tomorrow morning, discussing SVG's historic appointment to the UN Security Council earlier this year. The forum, dubbed Small States in Global Governance, will feature remarks from Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. As an activist Caribbean university dedicated to leading conversations relevant to regional development, the University of the West Indies will bring together Prime Minister Gonsalves along with a small group of current and former diplomats for tomorrow's discussion on various aspects of the role of a small Caribbean country in the Security Council. The panel will bring insights from their past experience, examining how this appointment impacts current international issues and those to come. The discussion will be live-streamed at www.uitv.org from 10 a.m. Eastern Caribbean Time.